What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Batgirls issue number 15. This one's written by Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad. This one is continuing off the events of the previous issue, with Stephanie Brown being apprehended by her father, Clue Master. So we get some Steph and her daddy issues on full display here, and some pretty dark stuff that happens within this issue, which once Batgirls started to take the turn to be a little bit more mature, I've actually been enjoying the issues since then. I think the annual is really where, like, the last couple issues started to take off. I'm like, hey, this is actually getting pretty good. It's none of the annoying tee-hee-hee dialogue and all that stuff where they're written like they were 5 years old. Here we're actually getting some more serious and more mature stuff, and it works. It works better for the most part. Although sometimes with the art style, it kind of contrasts it, because it's more of like a kid-friendly, family-friendly style with this, and then all of a sudden we get this really dark stuff where characters are being tortured and shot and all sorts of other graphic stuff happening. There's even a decapitated head at the end of this issue, which it's such a stark contrast to the earlier issues of this run that it kind of like makes me laugh a little bit. Like, wow, we took such a dark turn in this really like geared towards younger reader stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's a decapitated head. Oh, here's Stephanie Brown getting electrocuted and tortured by her father. Oh, and here's Stephanie Brown, who, spoiler, at one point gets shot and dies in the issue. But don't worry, they have that magic Lazarus resin, which I gotta tell you what, I am so sick of Lazarus resin, Lazarus this, Lazarus that. It's just such a cop-out anymore. Death has no meaning anymore in the DC universe. Unless your name is Alfred, apparently. Yeah, they can bring everyone else back, but they won't bring back Alfred anytime soon. I'm just kind of tired of Lazarus resin being just an easy cop-out, because it's just everywhere. I'm hoping maybe at this point, where with the Lazarus rain and that going all haywire and stuff, that it just basically, that's it. We've used up all the Lazarus resources on the planet. Now we're kind of done with that shit. We don't need it anymore. I want to be moved on past Lazarus resin and all that. It's been such a focal point for the past couple years in DC. I was seeing it in Task Force Z. Everyone just has a vial of it on standby. Brought back to life with ease. I just want to see Lazarus resin gone for a while. I think it's been overused. I think it's hurting the quality of. I think it's hurting the books. At this point, we reached the boiling point with it, and I'm hoping that post Lazarus Planet, we don't see it again for a long time. No more Lazarus Pits, none of that stuff. Maybe take a couple years off from it. We have done it. I mean, the whole planet is drenched in the stuff at this point. They have used up as much as they possibly can, I feel like. So once that's done, then I think we'll be in pretty good shape here. Like I said, there's some good stuff in here. I enjoy the artwork for the most part. Like it does tonally sometimes feel out of place, given how the book has been before. There's some good moments here. Cass being really heroic, caring for Steph. Clue Master shoots her at one point. Steph kind of jumps in the way, and basically Steph dies. But luckily, Cass has her little Lazarus resin and kind of brings her back. Also, she kisses her kind of on the cheek right there, and I'm going to just put out a theory, and, you know, because DC's tend to do this with a lot of characters as of late, you probably by June Pride Special, you will have Cass and Stephanie Brown in a relationship, because DC has done this a trend lately of turning, or a lot of comics have done this, of turning previously established heterosexual characters and making them gay or bi or whatever. So I can see that happening. I will say, if it does happen, there at least is more setup here than what they did with Tim Drake, so at least there's that. But I have a feeling it's probably going to happen come June. That'll be Pride Month. That'll be the big thing this year. So, although, one thing that's kind of strange a little bit is, so Steph was dating Tim, mind you, and then that got just tossed aside without any build up to it whatsoever, and all of a sudden Tim's like, I'm not into you anymore, Stephanie. I'm into this Bernard guy who hasn't been around for years, because reasons. So also, like, if Cass and Tim are considered siblings, because I know a lot of people consider Cass, I don't know if she's adopted or whatever, but a lot of people do, doesn't it seem a little weird to just date like your ex's like sister? I don't know if that's just me. It just seems kind of off-putting. Like, it just seems, you know, like, why would you date your like your ex's like sibling? It just feels kind of off to me, but that's just my opinion on it. If it happens, then okay. If it doesn't, then okay. I'm just predicting it'll probably happen this year. That's just me. They've laid this stages. They set the stage for it. They've laid out all the clues. Even Steph said she loves her and all that, but it could be a sisterly thing, or it could be just best friends. I would be really shocked if it was just a sisterly best friends thing. But it is comics in 2023, so I have a feeling they'll probably go the Pride route. But so if you're into that, there you go. If you're not, then, well, there you go. So anyway, so the issue ends. Cluemaster's there, kind of regretting all this stuff. We never really did get a full explanation of how he came back, mind you. I don't know when he was killed off. It's been a long time, I take it. But yeah, he's been gone for quite a while in terms of the comic books. But also the ending issue, Steph and that are having their coffee, just kind of like recollecting all the stuff. And then the Grace O'Halloran shows up, finds a decapitated head there that says "read me." It says a very important date, and a lot of other stuff is coming up along the way, I suppose. And then there's also teases here what Batman One Bad Day. I don't know, I haven't read any of the One Bad Day stuff. I just didn't really have an interest in it. But that right there is Batgirls issue number 15 in a nutshell. I like the story so far and the stuff. Like I said, once Batgirls took the turn once the annual hit, it's actually been pretty enjoyable stuff to read. It's been a lot better than the earlier portion of it, where it was so tee-hee-hee. As you all know, I've complained about that since this run. The book still, in terms of tone, is a bit all over the place at times, but I am liking that it's taking a more mature approach in recent issues. And like I said, I liked the protectiveness of Cass over Steph, so I like those elements to it. And although I still think Lazarus Resin has been such a cop-out in terms of everything anymore. I thought, oh, wow, we're actually going to go in a little bit of more of a ballsy turn here with Steph supposedly dying. No, it's almost instantaneous where she gets shot and then she gets brought back with the Lazarus Resin. See, to me, if you really wanted to like hook the reader, you should have ended the issue with Steph dying right there on the spot. And then you have to find the Lazarus Resin, which Cass just happened to have on standby, mind you. So it kind of takes away a little bit from the moment, if you will, because she's immediately alive within a minute later. There's no real passage of time to let the impact settle. She just has it on standby. So it's like, come on now. We could have done a little bit more with that. At least add a little bit more suspense. End the issue with Cass, or with Steph dying. Then that would have set the stage for the next thing. But no, we can't really have lasting stakes in a Batgirls book, I suppose. But at least the stuff recently has been more interesting. I don't know where it's going to go from here, but we shall see. So anyways, if you have any thoughts on Batgirls issue number 15, post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, all that other fun stuff. And I think that probably wraps it up for the DC comic book reviews. I don't think there's any more Lazarus Planet tie-ins. I think it was just these 2 issues this week. And then I will be back up later on. I'm sure there's some after the movies coming up, and I'm going to be working on some other stuff behind the scenes. I think maybe we might get the solicitations this week. If not, that'll come next week. But either way, there'll probably be some more videos released later on this week. I'm going to check really quick one more time to see if I had any more comics, but to cover in terms of DC for the week, but I think it was just Batgirls and Lazarus Planet. I don't think there was any other tie-ins being released today, but I will check one more time. If not, then this is it. There you go. That's the comic books for this week in terms of reviews. I also did post a Valentine's Day special, so if anyone wants to check that out, I covered Mad Love. It's about like 9 minutes long. I think it turned out pretty well. I got a few laughs out of it and just had a bit of fun with it. That's more to kind of get my mojo back into working on some written stuff anymore, because I've done so many unscripted videos as of late. I've been slacking on actually sitting down and just kind of writing things anymore. And it was kind of fun to just write and just edit something. Now the editing process can be a little tedious at times. It's the only part sometimes I don't like. If I can do something fun with editing, then yeah, but if it's like sometimes like an edited review or something like that, I like the finished product, but sometimes just like the grind in terms of just spending hours at the computer, like editing and doing all that stuff can be a little bit tedious at times. But yeah, but anyways, I rambled on long enough. I did like this issue of Batgirls. I've liked the series since the annual. I think, like I said, it's picked up momentum once it got more serious and was less goofy and tee-hee-hee. I think it's picked up the pace. So I think there's some good stuff in here. If you're a Steph fan, or if you're a Cass fan, or if you're a fan of that relationship, you'll probably really like the issue. So there you go. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.